Good evening. Today's episode is dedicated to the memory of Milo. Sorry. Today's episode is dedicated to the memory of Milo, who was a strong and courageous, adventurous little piglet. Milo had never meant to get stuck. He only wanted an adventure. On a sleepy rural farm in the middle of Thailand, don't question it, Milo had always felt different from the other piglets. Whilst they slept and chewed, he stared up at the stars, wondering if there was more. One fateful night, he decided to go in a different direction than the others and slipped through a gap in a ramshackle pen. Nose trembling with exhilaration, every step felt like a tiny act of rebellion, pride swelling in his chest. But as darkness poured across the fields, a jagged, barbed wire fence stopped him in his journey, and that sweet taste of freedom soured into regret. As a farmer starts his grueling night shift, Milo was left alone to wonder if he should have stayed with the others or if this was really worth taking that chance. A deep, metallic rumble edged closer. Milo had shut his eyes, giving up on all hope, when suddenly, a single, explosive idea burst into his head. He knew he had only one razor-thin chance to save himself, and that moment to act was right now. But that didn't work. So, in today's incredible episode, we are taking on this delicious volcano of pork ribs that we got from some rural farm in the middle of Thailand, exploring a night market, meeting some interesting people, and just doing our best to make this video, actually interesting.
Open your eyelids, you've never seen anything like this. Never seen anything like this.
Three cheers for the Thailand night market, which for years have been helping YouTubers to make pretty average content using this drone shot. They've helped literally hundreds of shops to sell basically the same 5 or 6 items and have helped hungry visitors to enjoy delicious food. There's actually no drawback to that. It's actually pretty awesome. Today, along with my friend Kevin, we had walked 5 kilometers up the streets of Bangkok to a colorful night market named Jod Fairs. This night market is a lively, modern bazaar that blends street food favorites, trendy bars, boutique stores, and live music. Opening deep into the night, drawing a youthful crowd towards inventive snacks and quirky souvenirs, and offered us a pretty unique, neon-lit setting for what would become a massive challenge. We walked around looking for something that catches our eye, and we spotted this miniature ribs plate being tackled by these 3 girls. Then we noticed a medium-sized stack was available, but me, being the idiot that I am, wouldn't sell for anything less than ridiculous. So we sat our weary legs down at this super friendly restaurant right in the center. The crowd grew impatient for the challenge, probably similar to someone watching this video, because it's over 3 minutes and we haven't started eating yet. We grabbed some healthy beverages, which best we could tell would help prepare our stomach for what was about to occur, and then it was time to begin. As this lovely waiter told us about the complex butchering and careful preparation of this insane food, please allow me to completely butcher the name of the dish. The Lang Seb? Feel free to comment down below how to pronounce it correctly, but please note, I don't care. What I do care about is I've only just found out that 7 years ago, Marky Mark also tried eating this dish, and although his seemed wider, ours was taller. Sizes and everything, but I'm going to call it a draw for now. Best I can remember, the dish contained about 35-ish large piggy ribs on top of a spicy soup broth with thousands of crushed green chilies dumped literally all over it. Why then, welcome to Forkin. It's going to be a good episode. So finally it was time to start the challenge, and not only eat the bloody thing, but at the start it was more like a giant game of Jenga. Removing carefully these large piggy ribs without the entire structure falling down and landing into the sea of chili peppers that were at the bottom of the plate. However, before we got stuck in, I couldn't help but notice that Kevin was doing something really weird. Excuse me, Kevin, but what the actual What is your excuse for this?
Protection.
Are you going to be buying some Crocs after this?
I might. I saw some over there. Oh, is it spicy?
The sauce is, I reckon it's more likely it's going to fall down before we get anywhere near it. Now, ladies and gentlemen watching at home, you are witnessing history. After millions of years of evolution, we've learned to hunt, make fire, invent the wheel, and stack 30 pig ribs over a nuclear-level sauce. We have reached the pinnacle of manhood. And then someone comes up with the idea of wearing plastic gloves so we can eat them to protect our delicate little fingers. Kevin, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin, are you process managing this? Just taking off all the meat first? Actually, come to think of it, at one point I cut my finger on a rib, and after 3 hours of eating these bloody things, my fingers ended up soaking up so much chili pepper sauce that they hurt for 3 days. So yeah, a wise man would admit that he's wrong here. But I'm not a wise man. Gloves are stupid. It's gonna get messy. Oh, okay, the meat's like right in the... The meat is like right inside. But I mean, for the spectacle that it is, you sure it's like, it's 90% bone. In terms of a spectacle, if you see two gingers, one wearing gloves, with a 3-foot stack of ribs between them, you're gonna notice. In fact, these lovely people had came over, took some photos, then proceeded to sit down next to us. Probably over the course of the 3 hours it took to demolish that stack, at least 10 different groups of people stopped to ask about it. So, here are some of the details. The restaurant's name I'll show at the end as it's in Thai, but I'm pretty sure it's in the middle of the venue. Super friendly staff, and the price was about 1,200 baht. I'm 100% sure it's cheaper in other markets, but considering it's usually meant for 4 to 6 people, it felt pretty fair. Up close, the ribs were perfectly cooked. Yes, lots of bone, but clue is in the name ribs, right? And the sauce really give it that great balance. I couldn't have imagined dipping them into anything else. Ketchup, for example. Ketchup!
Oh my god.
You want ketchup? We carried on eating into the night, stopping I think only the one time to try my best to free up some room and take on our second tower of liquid courage. By hour 2, we had tried every different technique, simply biting it, scraping off the meat with a fork, picking at it with our fingers. After a while, it wasn't so much being full, it was the suffering coming from eating fatigue. Speaking of suffering, I don't know if anyone's ever watched Hot Ones, that YouTube show where they eat progressively spicier chicken wings, but the one key takeaway that they always say is, when eating spicy food, never touch your eyes, because if you do, it'll be a mistake. That was a mistake. See? But I've never seen that show, so I guess we learn by doing. That is quite meaty, given that we're pretty much there. With even more people stopping to wish us luck, which at this stage, the food was certainly less impressive. I mean, but even the plate, frankly, was the largest I've ever seen. As you can see, the progress was slow, but we were finally entering the final stages of the meal.
Oh god, it's not hollow.
No, there's lots inside. Almost looks like a normal plate of food now. Whoa, we are getting there. So I hope you can see that even though this is basically just 2 men eating some ribs, I still aim for maximum effort in my edits, as it's taken 3 days of editing, and don't even get me started on that bloody intro. Frankly, this has been one of the hardest edits I've ever had to do. Man eating food just is a bit boring. So next time I'll be walking across Bangkok, every single BTS eating a bit of food, which is probably gonna kill me, but hey, maximum effort. However, I'm always open, so if you've got any ideas, places for stupid challenges, or anything at all really, feel free to share them down below, ping me an email, whatever you want. Either way, we're nearly at the end of the video, so let's just get straight back to it. So this is the name of the shop, just head to the middle part and you'll find it. They do also have small, medium-sized ribs, so as I said, they are absolutely delicious, totally worth it just for the taste, or come do something for social media and help them out. But finally, after 3 hours of pretty much non-stop eating, we are down to the final beer and the final 2 pieces of ribs, which was still bloody massive. Well, we've done it. I think, yeah, pretty much everything. Some little scraps on my plate there. I'm regretting having like 4 beers before we started this. I think if we didn't have any beers, this would be a lot easier. But certainly very tasty. Look at that. everything's tasty in this market. And yeah, totally worth doing, I guess. If nothing, just to meet lots of brand new people. Anyway, on to the next one. As you can see, the market was nearly empty. A big thanks to Kevin for helping me eat this beast, and to A Chef's Tour for putting up with my stupid, crazy content. Thanks for watching.